Joining us now is Okpe with stories trending around the world. Hello, Ojineka.
I'm right here, Dr. Abati. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good.
So you listen.
Okay, did I follow your instructions?
You listen.
You said you don't want a black suit this morning.
And you went with the colorful tie. Love it.
Okay,
you look great.
Don't worry. You are no Ijoma. I don't know who to report you to. The way you people monitor my dressing, my sitting down.
Don't worry, everybody loves it.
I know what to file that report.
Okay, please advise me.
Always knows.
They're always
you
on
look
my case.
Sharp.
Oh, thank you.
Love your jacket. Good morning, Rufai. How are you?
Dr. Abati, they are monitoring spirits. Don't mind them.
You look great too, Rufai.
Thank you so much, Aji.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, good morning to you, viewers. Here are some of the highlights of what's trending across the globe. First, in Nigeria, it's a historic moment for human rights as the Federal High Court scraps fees for filing cases in the nation. Also, another historic moment. A new EFCC boss has been appointed. 40-year-old Abdul Rashid Bawa, if confirmed by the Senate, will become the agency's youngest chairman in its 18-year history. Then, Nigerian photographer Misan Harriman, in an interview with ABC, shares how he took the trending photo of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex.
Oh my goodness, I can just look at that picture till the cows come home, as we say on this side of the pond. Would you just tell us how you pulled this off? It's one thing that it was done on an iPad, but they were here in the US, you were there in England. So how did you pull this off?
Well, look, in the age of COVID, it's impossible, obviously, for me to be there to shoot it. So technology came to rescue, and I was able to remotely take over the iPad, and they could hear my voice, and it was conversational, and the rest really is history.
Well, finally, Nigerian women, including our very own Adeswa Omoruwan, form AnkaraArmy to celebrate the new WTO boss, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala.
Congratulations, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala.
We are all so excited, and we are supporting our very own Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala as she breaks yet another glass ceiling by becoming the first woman and first Black African to be the Director General of the WTO.
As you said in your TED Talk, every woman who steps forward makes a small space for the woman who comes next. Knowing you has been a huge inspiration to me.
Economy, the economic jobs. We must give our children jobs.
I mean, this is so beautiful to see, Tunjun. I mean, Adeswa's picture was so amazing. When I woke up at 5 in the morning, I saw that she posted a picture celebrating Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. I think it's such a beautiful thing for the young women in Nigeria to emulate her in that manner.
It is so lovely. And this is just the power of representation. There's Adeswa.
Yes,
she even got the accessories.
She got everything right. Right.
It's so important to have representation, because if you don't see it, it might not occur to you to aspire to.
I know.
It's amazing.
Great. Well, let's begin with a historic ruling by the Federal High Court to scrap all charges attached to filing cases that border on fundamental human rights. The ruling, which was issued on Tuesday, stated that applicants in fundamental rights enforcement cases will not pay any filing fee. Many people believe that this appointment represents a turning point in the enforcement of human rights in Nigeria. Well, in the meantime, a human rights abuse case in Ondo State has been making waves on social media. A man who claims the chief judge of Ondo State has been using her powers to detain him unduly.
The Honorable Chief Justice of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Honorable Attorney General of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, my name is Olupelumi Fagboyegun, and I am calling you to please come to my rescue and rescue me from the Ondo State Judiciary, which has been run like a family affairs, that if you don't know anybody, you cannot get justice. I have been living abroad for over 30 years. I came on holiday to Nigeria to my father's house because I share the same father with the Chief Justice of Ondo State. I was arrested at my father's place, I was locked up, I was charged with forceful entry into my father's house. Even if I was convicted of this crime, it only carries 1 year penalty, 1 year prison penalty. But I have been on remand, open remand, for the past 3 years. This case has been going on for 3 years because the Chief Justice of Ondo State is using her power to influence the judicial system. Have been unable to get justice. They have changed judges 5 times. They have rearranged me 5 times. They have changed their charges 5 times. And up to today that I am talking to you, on the 15th February 2021, this case is still pending. Please, come and rescue me. Come and rescue me. Help me. The Ondo State government cannot help me because Ondo State government is a family business. Help me, I'm begging you. Buhari, help me from the hand of this woman. I want to go back to my family. I want to go back to my children. I am a single parent. This woman is keeping me here for the past 3 years for coming to my father's house. Please help me. I'm begging you people. I want to go back to my family.
Abati, this is a very strong allegation.
Well, Oji, I don't know whether we have time.
Yes, you do.
It's about time for a break.
Go ahead. We'll go in.
30 seconds to break. I think we should just take that break. And then when we return, we can comment on it. We'll take a short break. When we return, the morning show with OG Okpe, What's Trending. We'll continue. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the morning show here on the Arise News channel. Still with us is OG Okpe with stories trending from around the world. Well, OG, you had 2 stories up there. The first one about the directive at the Federal High Court in Abuja. And then the second one about this Fagboyegun story from Ondo State. Which one do you want us to take?
Both. You will discuss
okay, first. Both. I think it's an interesting development that the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, Justice Tosho, has given the directive that payments will not be made for the filing of cases related to fundamental human rights. Fundamental human rights are properly defined under Chapter 4 of the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria. And beyond that also, Nigeria is a signatory to fundamental human rights conventions and protocols around the world, including the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights and the African Charter on People and Human Rights in Africa. But what we have found here is that the state, the system, the Nigerian government has consistently over the years placed obstacles on the path of the adjudication or the filing of processes for fundamental human rights for reasons best known, for reasons relating to the dictatorial tendencies of the Nigerian government. Now, so if we now have the Federal High Court in Abuja saying that, well, you won't have to pay for filing cases related to fundamental human rights, I think it's an interesting development. But would that be observed? This is the same country where we're told that bail is free. But bail, we all know, in reality is not free. Is there any mechanism in place to ensure that fundamental human rights, which are at the heart of the Constitution in Chapter 4, will be promoted, will be defended, will be protected? Now, the second leg of it, of course, is that, look, many lawyers will tell you that when they have to file cases at the registrar's office in courts, sometimes they are asked to go and bring something as ridiculous as their tax identity cards to be able to file cases. So if these obstacles are going to be removed, that would be nice. The third leg of it is that sometimes some of our judges behave as if they are hard of hearing. Heads of the high courts, heads of the courts of appeal give practice directions. They give directives that are oftentimes observed in the breach. And the most scandalous in this regard is with regard to the filing of ex parte motions. I mean, many years ago, this was an issue. But has anybody observed it? How many judges have respected it? So if this is the position with regard to the High Court. We would like to see it in operation. And when we see it in operation, we'll defend it. Because fundamental human rights is at the heart, is at the soul of that basic law that we call the Constitution. The case in Ondo State, there are 3 legs to it. There is the family leg to it. This gentleman, Pelumi Fagboyegun, there are issues about identity, about DNA, about who is the father of who, or about whether he belongs to the Fagboyegun family or not. Now, that is not something we can inquire into, but it's part of the story. That was not part of the video. And you have the Chief Judge of Ondo State saying that this man is not a member of our family. That has to be resolved for us to know what the other side of the story is and what the truth is in the matter. Second, he raised the issue about the Ondo State government being run as a family business.
Yes.
Now, Governor Akeredolu has a responsibility to respond to that. What kind of family business is he running in Ondo State? Because he was not voted in to run a family business. And if this gentleman is saying he's running a family business, he has a responsibility to respond to that. The third leg of it is the violation of his fundamental human rights. So we go back to that point.
Yes.
He says he has been detained on the orders of a lady that he considers his sister.
Half-sister.
Because of, well, his sister, whatever, half or full, you know, on the basis of family squabbles. And the Chief Judge of Ondo State is saying that, you know, she's not aware that this man is a member of our family and that she has not done anything to violate anybody's rights. Now, that's the third leg of the matter. However, this morning, the Ondo State Judiciary issued a statement giving us the details as to what has transpired and stating that this gentleman has a case to answer in court and that due judicial process has been followed, and more or less, that statement, which is duly signed by, I think, the Chief Registrar also, indicates that we may be dealing here with a case of name-calling, blackmail, or whatever. But what we will say is that the relevant authorities should investigate the matter, because I know that yesterday across the country, it generated a lot of interest.
Yes.
It went viral, and that's why you have brought it here. Yeah. So we must hear both sides of the story.
Right.
Abi?
Right.
What is that principle in law again? Audi alteram pattern. Yeah. So nobody should jump to any conclusion. Thou must hear the other side. The Fagboyegun, Pelumi Fatoregun side is sensational, is attractive, but we must all hear the other side before we commit the error of a rush to judgment or of a media trial.
Yes. A vulgar error.
Tundu, your take on the story.
I agree with everything Dr. Abati said, so I won't bother to repeat it. However, I don't see why a governor would or should respond to everybody that accuses him of running a family business. All right. Let that slide.
Rufai, your take on the story.
I mean, for me, what I'm really excited about is the fact that you don't have to pay for filings for human rights in this country.
Nice, yes.
And I want them to go one step further. How quickly can they treat human rights cases? How quickly can they expedite action? There are a lot of cases of people languishing, their rights have been violated. How quickly can we treat those cases? How quickly can we revamp the judicial system? I've been in court for 3 years over a matter that could have been settled in 2 months. The court systems, goodness me, are very tedious, terrible, tempestuous, to say the very least. Before you get justice sometimes, even when you finally get the justice, it looks like a Pyrrhic victory. It is very sad. So that's what they should work on. They are not just saying people should not pay money to file charges. Try the cases on time. Because justice delayed sometimes. It feels like justice denied when you finally get it.
But I want to just say in response to that, Rufai, that the courts have people pay these filing fees in the hopes that they'll be encouraged to settle out of court, so you don't bring your matter to court in the first case. But it is important that it's free for everybody when it relates to fundamental human rights, because, you know, the courts, the judiciary is supposed to be the last hope of the common man, isn't it?
Good point, Tundu.
And
we'll take another story.
If you permit me, the principle that we quoted earlier, audio alteram pattern.
Yes.
I talked about a press statement by the Ondo State Judiciary with regard to the issue of Oluwapelumi Fagboyegun And here I'm quoting Mrs. Bola Tito Ajibade, the Chief Registrar, High Court of Justice, Akure, in a statement issued this morning. And this is the conclusion. Based on available records, the judiciary cannot find any support for the allegations and insinuations of this man. Ondo State Judiciary is strictly committed to justice according to law and will remain so. The public is hereby urged to discountenance the video condemning the Ondo State Judiciary, the justice sector in Ondo State, and the Honorable Chief Judge. Thank you, Mrs. Bola Tito Ajibade, Chief Registrar, High Court of Justice, Akure. That's the other side.
Well read. Thank you, Dr. Abati. We'll take another story. Nigerians have reacted to the appointment of Abdul Rashid Bawa, who's set to become the youngest chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission in its 18-year history, if confirmed by Senate. The 40-year-old, who is from Jega, local government area of Kebbi State, was the first chairman to be appointed from among the trained cadets of the agency's academy, from where he graduated in February 2017. Young officer, among several top investigations, also heads the team investigating former Minister of Petroleum Resources, Desiani Alison Madueke. Nigerians have taken to Twitter to share mixed reactions, with some towing the ethnic line. Let's take a tweet from Chukwudi, who wrote, "Is he the only officer in Nigeria that could occupy the position? So there is no young officer from the southern part of Nigeria that could be appointed as EFCC boss." Tunjun, your take on this?
Well, we discussed this earlier with Mr. Feni in the newspaper review, and you recall the report that I got, and I will read it. Since we're not reading from our phones, I have something to share too. So here was a report to Mr. Feni, who raised a similar point to what Chukwudi raised. And he said, "Don't forget that since 2000, all CEOs of ICPC, the real anti-corruption agency, have been Southerners, with the exception of Justice Akombi Yoruba from Kwara. One of them is a Malabite from Cross River."
Yes.
So
great Malabite. Yes, great Malabite. Rufai, a lot of people are towing this ethnic side of this appointment. What is your take on this?
I think it's just sad that Nigeria has gotten to that point.
Yes.
But you see, we need to ask why. And it's visible when we ask why. But it's sad that in a country we live for what's the ethnic slant over competence. We subjugate everything on the altar of tribe or ethnic group over competence. I think it was Lincoln that said, "Never ascribe to malice what you can explain with incompetence." It is so sad now that everything is not ascribed to some form of sentiment here and there. And it's sad. We need to ask ourselves why. We call for a united Nigeria. We say we are united. But quickly, the first thing we do is to check what's the ethnic group of this person. We even tell lies about their religion, just like lies were told about the chief of defense staff's religion. Some said, oh, he was a Muslim. It was finally found out that this man is even a deacon in the church. We should be careful. Competence should come first. That's the way to build a strong nation. Competence over this ethnicity, over this is not like me, it's not from us, it's not from our place. We are fast becoming a very, very, very tribal nation, a tribal enclave. And we all know how terrible that ends. Please. The most important thing now is this person a Nigerian. We should get to a point in this country where the most important test you should pass for national office is, are you a Nigerian? And that's it. And your competence afterwards. That's the way we can build a strong nation. Because divisions, ethnic sentiments will only bring more divisions. It will get to a stage, they will stop asking, are you a Yoruba man? It will not be a case of, are you an Ijebu man? Are you an Egba man? Are you a Yewa person?
I like that point, Rufai, but I'm actually quite impressed with his age. I mean, it is so refreshing to see a young man hold that position.
I think the key point to be made is that when appointments are made, the emphasis should be on competence. The reason why people are talking about his ethnic extraction is because people have been concerned that most of these important positions are given to persons from a particular part of the country. And that has been a major point of criticism against this president, President Buhari. But it's good to know brought up the point that if you look at the ICPC, most of the leaders of the ICPC have been from the South. So the point whoever sent that text message to you is trying to make is about balancing, okay? And you said, I think it was Efene that sent it to you?
No. It was a response to Mr. Efene.
To Efene. And you said one Malabite was heard at a point. Yes, that was, I guess, Epuntia, who later went on to become the head of the Salaries and Wages Commission. And another Malabite was also head of the SSS at a particular point. So we Malabites, we are everywhere.
You really are.
but that's by way of digression.
Yeah.
But the point is, people are saying, because the Attorney General of the Federation is from KB, now he has taken somebody from a state. And I said earlier that that's not a point. If you look at Abdul Rashid Bawa's credentials, he's eminently qualified. And the fact that the non-police officers within the EFCC are excited also speaks to something. And I think that with this appointment, you know, President Buhari is making a statement, is responding to certain expectations within the EFCC itself. I urge the Senate to go ahead and, confirm, affirm, approve his appointment. But he himself must realize that he's going to carry on his shoulders a big burden because there will be expectations.
We're going to go on a short break, and when we come back, What's Trending will continue. Stay with us.
Welcome back to the morning show here on the Arise News channel. Still with us is Okpe with stories trending from around the world. Ojunika, over to you.
Thank you,
Take charge.
Thank you, Dr.
Board member.
Of what? All right. Well, let's take our final story, which has caused a lot of reactions on social media. On Tuesday, a resolution to ensure the regulation of cosmetics, especially bleaching creams, was passed by the Nigerian Senate. Senator representing Lagos Central, Oluremi Tinubu, raised the motion and called on the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control to wake up to its responsibility and protect Nigerians against harmful cosmetics. She also expressed concern over the proliferation of businesses that flood the Nigerian market with beauty products, which production are not well regulated. I mean, I'm all for this motion, Tundu. I mean, they should regulate cosmetics. I mean, especially bleaching cream. There is freedom to do whatever you want to do with your body or whatever, but I think the outrage was really that bleaching cream should probably be banned.
Yes, it's banned in some countries, and Nigeria has chosen not to do that yet. I guess people are free to destroy their skin if they so desire. I think that's what the point here is. But it's important, the point that she has raised,
Yes.
Senator Tinubu, because people put all kinds of things in jars, and customers buy, you have no idea what you're applying to your skin. You have no idea of the long-term consequences. But underpinning all of that, I hate it when we all feign ignorance about what this is really about. What it's really about is the beauty standard, more like westernized beauty standard, and the belief of a lot of women that if only I can be high yellow, I will get the guy, I will get the amazing life. This is what men want. This is why a lot of women completely ruin their skin, ruin their health in the pursuit of love and wanting to be beautiful. The beauty industry all over the world, it's a $1 billion industry all over the world, profits by telling women that they're not good enough, that they're somehow, you know, inadequate in some way. And people do feel comforted that they can cure these imagined defects. And not just African women, Asian women. You know, bleaching is a huge problem in India. And Nollywood actresses had to be censored to stop promoting bleaching creams. In Japan, in Korea, bleaching is a massive industry. People really do believe that white is right.
I think what we're dealing with here is a toxic legacy of colonialism and a manifestation of colonial mentality with regard to beauty standards. Now, somehow, many years after independence, many years after negritude, Pan-Africanism, I think black women have just reached a point where they think that it is better to look white because there is a commercial side to it. In Nollywood, in other aspects, it is assumed that if you are black, then you are not beautiful. So you find many women, even men are part of this problem, you know, in an attempt to be acceptable, to be desired. They want to change their skin color. And that is what is called colorism. Colorism deals with prejudice and discrimination on the basis of skin color. And you find it not just in Africa, but all over the world. So in an attempt for men and women to project themselves, to make money, to accommodate themselves, to be acceptable, they then begin to change their skin color. Now, it's a problem, not just here, in terms of the science of it. In the UK, for example, at a point, hydroquinone, which is the main substance that is used in these bleaching creams, was restricted not as an over-the-counter product in the United Kingdom. In the European Union, it is completely banned. In the United States, it is not banned, but you know, there's some concern about it. But here in Nigeria, there are many people who are bleaching cream experts. If you go under Ikeja, under the bridge, as it is called, you will get Cleopatra. There's one they call Cleopatra. There's one they call Russian white. You know, they will mix these concoctions, and then you can become white overnight. And then they also have injections, all kinds of beauty matter experts in Lagos who are either expanding the butt, no, they call them butt matter, or they are, you know, increasing body parts, or they are giving you injection to become white overnight. And you have a lot of women, and I guess also men, going to do all of this. The danger in it is that it has implications for public health. And that is why I think it is good that Senator Oluremi Tinubu is bringing up the matter. And she has received the support of other senators, including Senator Chimaroke Nnamani, who are saying that there are health implications. But this is not new. In 2007, the National Association of Dermatologists of Nigeria, they raised the alarm that if you take this bleaching cream and substances, you could have kidney problems, you could have liver problems. If you are a pregnant woman, there could be implications for the fetus. But it didn't go anywhere. What is the guarantee that this time around, the National Assembly will be able to compel the NAFDAC, the National Food and Drug Administration Control Agency of Nigeria, to ensure that they make sure that all these people who are changing color overnight, I know some girls, I know some men in Nigeria. I see them on Instagram. I don't want to mention their names. When we knew them 10 years ago, today now they are looking white. What happened? They are promoters of colorism. They are people suffering from an inferiority complex. I don't agree with the fact that you have a choice to look yellow today, to look brown tomorrow. The issue that Senator Tinubu was pushing is about the health implications. In fact, many have a choice to look yellow. Many of those products, they have carcinogenic. They have carcinogenic implications. And I think the biggest point that was made by the Senate, those pushing the resolution, is that NAFDAC, led by Professor Adeyeye, has a responsibility to educate these people who are victims of toxic colonialism mentality, you know, to make sure that they do not endanger their lives because they want to look black today, they want to look yellow tomorrow, they want to look white tomorrow. And Nollywood must be specifically addressed because I hear that many actors and actresses are no longer being used to act because they say when you are black, you don't look good for the camera. Well, you must understand why I have a special interest in this matter. I'm also very dark myself. I can see that. But I have no intention to go and use any skin bleaching or skin whitening cream so that I can look good in front of the camera. Rufai,
before we end the show, I'd love your analysis on the story.
For me, that's why this victory of Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala means a lot. You don't know what that means for me. When I started seeing Nigerian women get out there wearing the headgear, rocking their lovely, adorable black skin, and wearing the headgear and in our traditional attire, it means so much to me. Because that will show you that black is beautiful, black is proud, black is good. You can conquer the world wearing your Ankara. It doesn't have to be anything extravagant. You can conquer the world being yourself. I know it's a big psychological issue for a lot of people, and I'm not going to sit down here and blame people, because if they know better, they'll do better. And like we said, it's a mindset. Right. But we need to change that mindset. How do we fix a mindset problem? We change it.
And I have
we need to start telling people that they are great in their skin, yes. They are beautiful, they are adorable, they yes. can conquer the world with the Ankara, and they can do well.
Yeah, but how about we stop policing women's bodies and women's clothes and also address the problem that men create by their preferences.
And
everybody pointing the finger at women.
And that's it. And that's it. Like I said, men out there.
Is that what is specifications?
Men out there.
Specifications.
Your specification. Your specification. You're the ones creating the problem.
For me, my greatest specification, my greatest beauty in a woman is a good heart.
Oh,
that is most important than anything. The greatest beauty I see in a woman is a good heart.
And not the color of your skin.
And not the color of their skin, but most importantly, the content of their character and a good heart. And as long as you have it, you have my heart every day.
Well, but most Nigerian men talk about specifications. And men all over the world talk about specifications.
Dr. Abati, thank you very much.
And those specifications refer to colorism, body parts, and whatever. Thank you.
Exactly.
See you tomorrow.